Hi guys. Can you give me a sign if the sound, if you can hear me okay? I know it's a little bit echoey. Can you give me a thumbs up or something like that if you can hear me okay? Hello, anybody there? Yes, okay. Sounds like it's okay, right? I have to put my glasses on every time though. I'm going to look at the phone. So you can hear me all right back here, okay? Can you hear me okay? Yeah, great. I shall try to speak up a bit. And if you were here last time with me, you'll notice that my friend, the plant, has now disappeared. So I guess he is also social distancing now, perhaps. So now I'm totally alone in the studio, but not really, because you guys are out here, okay? So this is your 60-minute vinyasa with me, Nate. Before we get started, I always have the sense that I'm recording a video diary when I'm here on my own. But basically, what I'd like to say, talk a little bit about, is something I've observed in myself and something which I think is a real challenge right now, which is this feeling of decision and choice paralysis. So what I think is, in times of great uncertainty, which we're in now, right? In times of great uncertainty, there's a kind of sense that one becomes paralyzed in relation to the choices and decisions that we would normally make. I think another thing is that in times of great uncertainty, we lose, or at least I lose, in some way a sort of natural faith in myself to make decisions. And I think that's what happens then for very many of us, is that I think that's why we seek strong leadership, right? Whether it be politicians or religious leaders in times of great uncertainty. And we kind of lose the ability to, for example, to look at research about what is happening with the COVID virus and make our own decisions. We'd much rather actually have a strong figure perhaps come and interpret them and decide for us what they think, so that we can kind of say, oh great, you know, I don't need to make that decision myself. I don't need to make this choice myself. And don't get me wrong, this is important stuff, and we have to follow the guidelines which have been put in place. Of course we have to. But what I'm really a little bit more concerned about is losing our faith in ourselves to make decisions. I strongly believe, okay, this is going to sound a bit crazy as well, I strongly believe that all decisions have already been made. I know that sounds crazy. Let me explain it from a yogic perspective, okay? So what we've got on the one side, you've got the idea, you've got the future. We've talked about this, I talked to you guys about this in relation to fear. You have the future and you have the past and you have now, which is what yoga is always talking about. Yogic philosophy is all about the now, generally speaking. The only time we can make choices is in the now. Okay? You can kind of plan to make a choice. You can say that, okay, just an example, if you meet this person in the future, then perhaps you will make a decision to marry that person, to be together with that person for the rest of your life, or whatever. Or if you see this thing that you want, then you can make a decision there and then about getting it. But we've talked about this. From a yogic perspective, this is all rubbish. This is all maya. This is all rubbish. Because at the very best, the future is vikalpa. It's imagination. At the very best, it's imagination. We don't know what the heck is going to happen in the future. So you can't really plan choices in the future. You can't, there's no point in going back and second-guessing choices that have been made in the past. At the very best, they are echoes of echoes. You don't know, you can't even identify, for most of us, we can't even identify with the person we were back then that made that choice. So that's all rubbish as well, right? At the end of the day, all you've got is right here and now. That's when you can make choices. Right this moment, you are making a choice to be here. And this is what we're always working on the yoga mat. We make a decision to breathe and to be in the moment and anchor muscle to bone, anchor the breath, yoke it in, and bring ourselves back to this moment, because that's what it's all about. The anxiety that I think that I myself feel, and I see a lot of people feeling, is that they're worrying about what the kind of decisions they're going to have to make in the future based on everything that's going on now. Don't worry. That is, it's easy to say don't worry about it, but it's kind of irrelevant, because you can have shraddha, you can have faith in the fact that every choice you make is going to be based on where you are right now, in this moment. That choice you make now is where you are. That's what you've always done. You can have faith in that fact, because there's nothing else that, there's nothing else there. You can only have faith in the fact that you make an informed choice or a decision based on this moment in time. Therefore, one can, in a way, consider the fact that all choices have already been made, because when they come, they will be made based on where you are right now. So I think what we do on the yoga mat here, and what we can practice and take with us outside, is the fact that every asana, every position that you go into, every moment on the yoga mat, you make a decision to breathe and be on the yoga mat. You are practicing being in here and now and making that decision. And that is why it's so important to own this practice, and why it is so important that you take breaks when you need to, when your body needs to. You make that choice. Don't let something else passively make choices for you. On an inner level, I know we live in society and so on, but on an inner level, every choice we make is totally owned by yourself. I think that relates to this Sutra 247, which is Prayatra Shalitalanta Samapatipyana. I have to try and remember it. Prayatra Shalitalanta Samapatipyana. Yes, basically what that says is that if you let go of the effort of trying, then you can be free to fully experience the boundless energy and focus within, the more you let go. Letting go of worrying about making decisions makes the decisions come with a flow and makes them easier. Letting go of actually worrying about them. Anyway, I hope that made some sense. All right, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing more on the lower body today, right? That means it's going to be a bit more of a slow burn as opposed to the last time I did this video one, which was more upper body, which is more explosive and more kind of like, was more fiery, tempo based. We're going to be using a lot of the different moon based asanas. We're going to be going into them in the traditional ways, and also we're going to be really messing around and being silly with going in with some non-traditional ways of going into them, right? Those of you who've been to my physical classes probably remember this hopping backwards and forwards into Ardha Chandrasana, Pavarita Ardha Chandrasana. It can be a really good idea to have a block. You don't necessarily need one each end because I'm going to be moving around, but it can be a good idea to have a block, or a set of books that are about 15 centimeters. Okay, about 15 centimeters, about like a block on its side. I hope you will be with me for the breathing, but if you desperately have to rush around the house now to get a pile of blocks, then that's okay as well. Okay. Right. We're going to begin with a set of breathing exercises, Kapalabhati breathing, which is a snapping in of the helping breathing muscle, the helper muscles of the breathing, and the diaphragm, which is the main muscle for breathing, snapping in, okay, breathes, which forces the breath out of the body, like through the nose or through the mouth, but through the nose mostly. And then the in-breath comes passively. So it's like this. Like this, okay? Right, we're going to do 108 of those. We're going to do 3 sequences of 36. Follow with me, okay? The first one, you can just sit in whatever way you feel comfortable. Have your hands on your tummy or in front of you, wherever you want them to be. And let's begin with a huge in-breath in through the nose, deep. And breathe out halfway out of the nose. And then we will begin. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, final 6. Breathe in. Fully. Breathe out fully through the nose. With the next in-breath, you can take the hands up to the sky. Knit the fingers together. Bring the arms in close to the ears. Push away. Breathe out halfway. And begin again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Breathe in deeply, 3-dimensionally into the back as well, and breathe fully out. With the next in-breath, release the hands. Bring the hands now, the flats of the palms to the shoulder blades, elbows poking up to the sky. Breathe out halfway. And begin again. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in fully. Breathe out fully. Bring the hands down. And at this point, you can begin to either breathe deeply 3-dimensionally in, deepening the in-breath, lengthening the out-breath, or you can begin to use Ujjayi breathing, sealing the valve, breathing into a sealed valve to warm up the body. You decide. Close your eyes. Place your hands in front of your heart like a prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Begin to rub the hands together like you're trying to get warm on a cold day, right? So you create this fire, this Agni fire in the hands. Lots of warmth, with the eyes closed. Now with the eyes still closed, place the hands over your eyes like you're playing hide and seek. Inhale, look all the way up to the top of your skull, inhaling deeply. Exhale fully, down. Look down as if you're trying to look inside of yourself, stretching the eyes down, feeling the warmth enter into the eyeballs. Inhale deeply, fully. Look over to the left, stretching slightly, the eyes over to the left. The ocular muscles, allow the warmth to come in. And then over to the right, exhale fully. Long, deep exhale, stretching the eyes slightly to the right. And when you come down, hopefully you'll be nice and awake. Here you are. Great stuff. All right, from this position, let's get moving. Move any junk that you have around you out of the way, okay? We're going to come to an all-fours position. Begin by having your pointing finger and your thumb pushed hard down to the earth, right? Knees underneath the hips. The pointing finger. Tell me if I'm shouting, but I think the sound has not been that great lately, so I'm making sure that it is. I hope it's okay. Anyway, so you're pushing into the base of the pointing finger, pointing into the base of the thumb. This lovely little L shape. As you push into that, what happens is the arms wake up. They revolve slightly, and what happens is you get this long pillar of energy from wrist through your elbow into shoulder. The stomach, the body wakes up slightly. Right, from here, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take an inhale, drop the stomach down, stretch the front of the body, lift the solar plexus, we'll lift the chest up, right? Don't worry about the neck, don't worry about the head. In some ways it's good not to strain it, but exhale, push up through the shoulder blades, arch into the shoulder blades, the space in between, the traps, the rhomboids. Inhale now, drop down. Imagine that you're stretching from your pubic bone all the way up now to your chest through your throat. Exhale this time into the middle back, right? Really pushing up, stretch the stomach into the spine. Inhale down now, and now you just reunite the two different areas. So you're going to push and arch up both through the space, through the shoulder blades, they slide down, and you push up into the middle back. Come to a neutral position, right? From here, we are going, this is a 3-hour class, right? No, I'm joking. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to now, from here, we're going to inhale, we're going to take the right arm out in front of us, stretch out, left leg comes back. Gun dog, this is sometimes called, right? So stretching those out, drawing up into keeping yourself stable. So we're going to draw in now, bringing the elbow into the groin, knee into the forehead, and then inhale back out again. So you create space by breathing out and arching. Last one. Now this time, this gets a bit more tricky. What we're going to do is we're going to take the right arm out to the side with an inhale, rotate the toes to the front of the room, and bring the leg round. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. If you wobble, it's fine. I always do. Inhale. And on the third one, just drop the foot down now. The left foot comes down. You can use your hands to push you up. From here, hips, looking for some parallel hips here, right? What I'm going to do when I get to this position here now is I'm looking just to lift up my toes and rotate my foot round so that the toes are pointing up to the sky. Now, if you have any issues with your knee, keep the toes flexed in here as they are now. If you don't, you can point the toes down, touch them down to the earth. You decide which one works for you. Inhale up with the hands as we go into Parigasana. Hands over the shoulders, or together, whichever one works for you. And then exhale, take the left hand down, stretch the right hand up, the fingertips to the sky, and then come over as far as feels good for you today. You can turn your cheek into your arm and take a couple, 2 to 3 breaths. As I say, the foot can be down, or it can be up. If you have funny knees, any issues with your knees, flex in. With the next inhale, come all the way up, and you can let your hands come down to the earth as the toes fold forward, and your hip goes back into the socket. Well, it was in the socket anyway, but you know. And basically from here, this is a strange maneuver. We're going to come up onto the toes now on the right foot. We're going to push back as if we were coming into Padottanasana. But you're going to get light on your right fingertips. Stretch the, so I've got parallel leg now. My legs are strong, pushing down. I'm going to lift up with the right hand, reach across either to the outside of the left leg below the knee, or all the way down to the ankle, depending on where you are today, or anywhere in between. Let your cheek, left cheek, come into the underside of your left arm, and feel a twisting sensation. And then you can bring that hand back, drop that right knee back down, lift up the left, and circumduct the leg back into the center. Are you with me? Okay, from here then, we're going to go over to the other side. So this time it's left arm out, right leg out. Exhaling in, drawing in. Inhaling out. So you're always inhaling into length. Exhale in, bring the elbow into the groin. Inhale out. Last one, exhale in. Inhale out. Same thing on the other side. Now we're going to rotate now the right leg around, left arm forward. You're really using a lot of the muscles on the outside hip, both for stability and for brute strength to hold it up. And when you get to the final one, you drop that foot down and lift yourself up. Parigasana on the other side. So again, finding yourself in a stable position first, right? And then as the foot rotates around, you decide whether it's going to be flexed in, pushed down, you decide. Lift up, inhale. Any issues with the knee? Remember, flex it in. Exhale. Up and over. And stretching. You're going to feel a lot of the same things going on as you do in side angle pose, which we're going to do a lot of in a bit. And also triangle. Side opening. And inhale back up again. Down with the hands, rotating the foot around. And push, come up onto the left toes this time. Push your bottom back until it's in line with your heels. And then you can lift up the left arm, reach across, twist onto the right leg. Breathe here a couple of breaths. Bend your knees if you need to. If you're feeling that your hamstrings are feeling very, very stretched here, you can bend slightly into that right knee in order to release a little bit there. Maybe straighten back again. Inhale back, drop the knee down, circumduct, and you're back into all fours position. And at this point, we're going to go into our first downward dog, right? So, for a lot of us, we're going to have a palm print forward, roughly. Knees come a little bit back. Everybody's different. Push down into the base of the pointing finger and the thumb, the L shape again. Inhale, breathe in, push your bottom back in space, come up onto your toes, push hard down into the hand with that inhale, both hands. And then exhale up and come to your first downward dog. Either wherever you are, whether you're straight or with bent knees, doesn't matter. What happens here, when we get in here, is we're going to start to loosen things up. So a lot of you like to do really fast pedaling of the feet. I know that, and maybe bringing the heels to the left and to the right and stretching out the back, whatever you need to do. Sometimes it can be a good idea to slowly pedal. Bend the right knee forward and then slowly swap these two. But you do whatever you feel feels right for you, okay? But the most important thing now is to work with that feeling of both stretching the backside chain of the body, but also, it's quite dry in here, sorry about it, but also the fact that you are looking also to grease also the lower back as the body moves slightly from side to side as your bottom moves around. Good stuff. So from here we're going to inhale now over to your plank. Remember, any time, whenever you want to, you can drop your knees down in a plank and you can hold off. The further back the knees come in the plank, the more they're going to be working the upper body. Right? So, basically what you're doing here now is you're slowly starting to exhale your way down. So, with the elbows into the body. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forehead comes down, tummy comes down. I'm going to move around. We're going to do a slightly different form of cobra here, this early in the practice. What we're going to do is we're going to put the hands where they would normally be in a cobra, underneath the points of the shoulder points. And at the same time, we're then going to slide them out, come to the fingertips, elbows up to the sky. Inhale now, lifting up, peeling up the chest, pushing into the legs, and lift yourself up. Straighten the arms out if it feels good for you. Really feel yourself coming up into that position. So we're using a lot of arm strength here rather than just back, which we would do maybe later in the practice. Okay, let's go again. Here, the main thing is we're really working just to stretch the front body and open the heart rather than strengthen the back. And let's go down again. All right. Last one. Coming all the way down now. Good stuff. Now you come up to all fours again. Right. From this position here now, we're going to find our way back to downward dog. So position your hands, position your feet. Find yourself back to your downward dog. Start to slow the breath down. Feel the stomach moving in towards the spine, right? So the stomach is moving towards the spine on the out breath. Really feeling that hollowing out of the lower stomach as you work the out breath. Okay, great. We'll turn around. Sorry about this. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to inhale, stretch all the way up with the right leg, three-legged dog. And from here, we're going to exhale. Bring the knee in, bring it all the way forward, and drop it down. And you come to a high lunge. Okay? So, from this position here now, I'm going to keep my knee into the midline, turn my body to the side, stomach moves into the inside of the inside thigh, and then inhaling up with the arm. If that doesn't feel good, then you can keep your hand on your hip, whatever feels good for you. Right, let the hand come down now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the back foot 90 degrees and then maybe a little bit inwards as well. And I'm going to start to walk my hands out to the left side. My right foot is forward. I'm going to start to walk my hands out to the left side, like I'm going into a downward dog. You're going to come way outside of your mat, right? So be careful if your floor is slippery. So, placing your hands down now, pushing down into the hands, creating a downward dog upper body. I've come out to the side and I've come into a humble warrior. I'm going to push into my back foot, I'm going to push away with my front foot, see if I can drop my bottom down a little bit more. Feel now the groins opening, the whole of the body is now in this sense of connection down to the earth. So I'm pushing hard into the hands, hard into both feet, stretching the mat away from under me, breathing. And then walk your hands back in again, okay? Frame the front foot, and at this point you can drop the back knee down. Okay, so we're in this lunge position now, a kind of runner getting ready for a race. And at this point, I can take my left hand slightly further out, maybe just out of the outside edge of my mat. I can turn heel toe my right foot out one, so I've created some space here. And now I'm going to twist my body, turn, bring my left leg up, grab a hold on the outside of the ankle or the outside of the foot, and start to bring it in. I can move my bottom back initially to touch it, and then draw myself deeper into the position. I can come out onto the outside edge of the right foot to create more space if I need to, and then drop myself down and play with this. Because if you use your legs a lot, if you walk a lot, if you run a lot, if you do anything, or even, unfortunately, you sit a lot at home office right now, you might have some stiffness in these quadriceps. Be gentle with them, but also be quite aware of where you can feel that you're working. Release, place the hands back down either side, and step back to downward dog. Do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to come up, left leg, and bring it through to the front of the mat. Come to a lunge again. When you're ready, you can lift your arm up. Again, lift your arm up however you want to. If you want to keep it on the hip for stability, you can do so. Push into the back heel to lengthen. The unfortunate thing about teaching, rather than practicing, is that it's hard to use your breath. Otherwise, this would be a lot different. But you guys can use your breath. Keep breathing, keep deepening, using the out breath to twist. When you're ready, you can come down with the hand. Same thing on this side as well. Humble warrior. Turn the back foot down 90 degrees at first. Then maybe angle the toes in slightly, almost like a triangle. And then you can start to move your hands outside of the mat to about, if you imagine your toes are pointing to 12, we're going to about 2 o'clock, right? And once we're there, you can drop your hips down, drop your bottom down, if it feels good, and push. Breathe. A lot of strength work going on in the legs here now. And then bring yourself back again. Same thing on the other side, dropping the knee down now. Take the left foot out slightly. Take the right hand out slightly. Create some space in the front here. Back foot. Grab a hold of it. Bring it in. Come to the outside edge of the front foot if that is causing some kind of like difficulty here. You drop the pelvis down. The more you drop the pelvis down, the more you're going to get deep in that stretch. Here. I don't need that right now. When you're ready, release. Lift up. And find your way back to downward dog and breathe. Again, with each breath, if you've lost the flat quality of your breath, work towards getting that back. Also bringing the out breath with the stomach. The stomach is moving into the spine, creating space in the lower cavity as all the viscera moves up towards the lungs because of gravity. Right, from downward dog here now. Look to the front of the mat. Take a couple of steps, or a hop, skip, or a jump, whatever you need to do to get yourself to the front of the mat. Flatten your back out. Uttanasana. And then let yourself fold. Uttanasana. And then inhale your way up. Stretch up, samstiti. Lengthen. At this point, you can knit your fingers together, like this. Push them away. Arms in towards the ears, in towards the head. Inhale first, deeply. And then move yourself over to the right side with the exhale. Taking your cheek into the arm looking up or looking down, depending on what works best for your neck. Take another breath. Breathing into the outside left of the body. Exhale, come all the way back up again. Same thing on the other side. All the way up first. Exhale. So you're moving yourself into breathing into this side body. Feel this expanding. It's rigid. It's quite challenging. And then bring yourself back up again. Right, the ending of our warming up phase is going to be using Utkatasana and Pavrita Utkatasana, twisted chair pose. All right, so what we will do is we will find from Tadasana, hands either side, inhale, and you will sweep the arms up. Bring yourself into Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring the hands down in front of the heart. Okay? Start to move now over to the right side, taking the left arm to the outside of the right leg. Twisting. Look down to the knees. See if you can bring the knees back in line with each other if they've come out of alignment. And with the last little look down for balance,
Inhale. Lift the heel of the left foot and step it back to a twisted lunge. You can readjust here, of course. All right, so here again, there's a lot going on. In twisted poses, we tend to be really working with opposing forces. You feel that you're being pulled and pushed all over the place, which is why the twisted poses are so interesting for the body. Okay. Right. And then from here, you can start to look down again. Place the hands either side. We're going to do a little jump switch, right? Come up onto your fingertips. You're going to bend. You're going to be doing some jumping in a bit. So swap, jump, hop. And from here, we'll go into Ashta Chandrasana, high lunge, coming all the way up. We did this last time with movement. Here we're just going to hold this, bring the hands down, either side, again, and you can now jump switch again. All right? And from there, you can come up one more time to a lunge. Bend the knee, bring yourself in, hands come down either side. Utkatasana, over to the other side, right? So again, over to the other side with Utkatasana. Turning yourself around to the opposite side. Breathing into this position. On the exhale, that's when you will work with turning deeper into the twist with the exhale. Inhale, you can use to anchor down to the feet. Lift the back foot and step back and come into twisted. Lunge. Bring your hands down either side and jump switch. And come up to your lunge. Couple of breaths. Hands down, jump switch, lunge. And bring yourself forward to the front of the mat. Hands down either side. Here, you can begin to equalize your breath. If you have the need to get a drink, have a drink now. We're going to flow. In this flow, we're going to be moving in and out of, as I mentioned before, Ardha Chandrasana, Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. We'll begin with a Surya B in order to build some speed into these, speed of metabolism into these positions. Let's go. Utkatasana. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Find your way back to your plank and descend halfway. Upper arms in line with the body. Inhale, flip over. Come to upward dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Come back to downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Up, inhale with right foot. Step it through to the front of the mat. Bring the left foot down 45 degrees. Push, inhale, up. Come to Virabhadrasana. Push into the back leg, outside edge. Push into the big toe. Bring hips parallel, left moving forward, right moving backward. Let's go down, exhale, and find your way down again. Inhale up, exhale back. Up with left leg, bring it up, bring it forward, down. Right foot comes down 45 degrees. Inhale. Exhale. We take 2 breaths here. Normally we'd only take the 1. Inhale. Exhale, come down. And go again. Right? Up, back. Find your way to the front of the mat. However you do so, by a hop, skip or a jump. And then flatten your back out. Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale your way down. Uttanasana.
Inhale your way up, Utkatasana, and come up, Tadasana. Begin pristine pose, finding your way to a very anchored position. Inhale out with the arms. Okay, exhaling your way to the right side. Inhale forward. Exhale. Keeping the pelvis as anchored as possible. Inhale. Exhale. And back round again. And exhale. Okay. Right, now we're going to go. We're going to use Surya Namaskar A to get in and out of the position. So forget the chair pose for now. Find Tadasana. Inhale up, Samsiti. Exhale down, folding down. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha-Uttanasana. Find your way back, left, right, and descend down. Inhale up, or come all the way down and use Cobra is always an option here, right? And find your way back again to Downward Dog. And then we're going to go up and back with the right leg. Exhale it through, bring it down, and place it down. Right, okay, as you come up this time, separate the arms, right? Separate the arms like this, so they're over the shoulders. Now, as you straighten with an inhale, the front leg, the right leg, start to twist with the left hand down towards the ankle, keeping the right arm up. Now, you can adjust the back foot if you need to, as you come into Pavrita Trikonasana. Feeling again, that feeling of being pushed and pulled in a twisted pose. Stretch. Strengthen. Inhale up. Now you can bend the front knee again, move the back foot back. Exhale down. Okay. And inhale up. Exhale back, up and back with the left leg. Bring it through to Warrior One. Take a full in and out breath. Separate the arms. Straighten the front leg. Adjust the back foot if need be. Start to drop down now with the right hand to the left ankle, or the outside, inside, wherever it's going to be. And then come into twisted triangle on that side. So, the hand can be on the ankle, it can be to the outside, inside. If you find yourself falling forward, lift yourself up further. Draw yourself up, bring your hand further up the ankle. This is better, right? So if you're falling forward, do that. Okay, bring yourself up. Now you can bring the arms together again. Exhale down, and we'll go through a vinyasa, again, of your choice. Heart opener of your choice, at least. Okay? Inhale, exhale. Inhale. This can be now a good time to have a block at the front of the mat as we move into Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. So, let's go again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Find your way back. And up. Right leg. Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale. Twist. Pavrita Trikonasana. Now you can look down. Now you can slide yourself forward. Shift your hip over your ankle. Grab a block if you have one. And shift your way up. And come into twisted. Half moon. If you don't have a block, use your fingertips just to get a bit of spreading them out, to get a bit more stability. All right. We can, from here, challenge our balance by letting go of the block, looking down maybe, lifting up the hand. Wherever you are now, you can let yourself come back to Trikonasana. Then, come up and go down again. So, Vinyasa, go again. Up, down, back to downward dog.
Maybe you can take a break whenever you want. Up and back, left leg, bring it through to the front of the mat. Warrior one again. Straighten the front leg. Separate the arms. Twist your way into Pavrita Trikonasana. Breathe. Look down. There's a block, if you need it. Slightly to the right of center here, as you move up and twist. You can look down, and you can challenge your balance. And then you can come down. And up. And down. Vinyasa. Right. And back to downward dog. Find your way to the front of the mat. And down. And up. And down. Okay. So from here, at this point, we're going to work with some hip strength. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale. Find yourself back to downward dog. Okay, right. That right leg is coming all the way up, three-legged dog. And you are exhaling, and you are bringing the right knee to the upper left arm. And inhaling it back. And again. Hold. And up. Last one. Lift it up a bit further. And back. And down. That's the left one. Up and back. This time the left knee is coming to the upper right arm. And back. And again. And back. And last one. And back. And bring the feet down. All right. From this position here now, in downward dog, up and back with right leg. Prepare for warrior two. Bring the foot to the front of the mat, turn the back foot down 90 degrees, push into both feet, cycle up to your warrior two. Okay. When you reach warrior two, the knee is tracking over the second toe. The back foot is anchored, pushed into the back of the room. Sorry, the back of the mat. Flip both of the hands up. We're going to go up and over to a reverse or dancing warrior, over to warrior two. Then we'll go over to side angle pose. And back up again. Again. And over. And down. And up. Okay, now straighten the front leg. Turn the back foot in slightly. Find your way into Trikonasana. Triangle. Bend your knee if you need to. Slow the breath down. Briefly come back to warrior two and go down. And up. And back. Up and back with the left leg. And bring that through. Find your way to warrior two. If you can kind of see your toes, I always say this, if you can see your toes, you really need to cover them. If you can see them to the left or to the right, you need to work towards hiding them up. Flip the hands over. Dancing warrior. Over to a side angle pose. Back up. Dancing warrior. And over to a side angle pose. Okay, straighten the front leg. Find your way over to Trikonasana. Let the breathing land here a bit. Equal down. Because in just a moment, we're going to do some more hard hip work. Right. Bring yourself up, out of your Trikonasana, down, and Vinyasa. Right? And back. Now, outer hip work. Up and back with the right leg. First, exhale, bring the right knee to the right upper arm. And now the tough bit. Push the leg out, release it, and bring it back again. Let's try again. You can stop here, you know, or you can take it out and bring it back. And last one. And bring it back. And down. Left side, up and back with left. Bring it in, take it out, and bring it back. And again, bring it in, take it out, and bring it back. Last one. Your breath is probably going crazy here. And bring it back, and down. Right, find your downward dog. Breathing returns to flattening out. Okay, so from here, we look forward, bring up the right leg, bring it through to the front of the mat, find warrior two. This time, inhale, go straight into triangle. Look down, heel toe, or move by bending your knee forward or whatever you need to do, to find your way into half moon. This time, straight half moon. And so the higher up you lift your leg, the more you work the outside here. Okay. Look down, challenge your balance, maybe wobble, wobble. And find your way down again. And down. Careful not to headbutt your block. That will be for the outtakes video. And then up and back with the, or bloopers, up with the left leg, bring it through. Warrior two. Trikonasana. Utthita Trikonasana. Look down, find your way forward. Boop. Challenge your balance maybe. Bring yourself down. And down. Okay. Let's go. Through a vinyasa. Okay. And when you get down to the vinyasa, you can come down to your knees, maybe sit back and just have a quick look at me for a second. Not because I need your attention, but because it might help. What we're going to do now is we're going to do first Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. So the twisted one first. This gets a bit confusing. And then we're going to do the normal one. But we're going to do it in a different way. To strengthen the hips, this is the last hard part before we start to cool down. What we're looking to do is the following. We are going to, instead of, as we normally do, stepping into this position, we're going to go up and back with the left leg, for example. My hips are parallel with each other, right? Because I'm going into twisted version. I will now hop forward and immediately come into the twisted half moon. I'll hold it for a breath, place my hand down either side, and hop back again. You're going to be using so much stability work around the hips, you're going to be using so much of your core, and you're going to be using a lot of lower body strength. Are you with me? Let's give it a go. Do a couple of times of each. So, downward dog, up and back with left leg. Square hips, left and right hip are parallel. Bend the front knee. You're hopping it through to the front, between your hands more or less, grabbing a hold of a block or not, slightly to the left of center, squaring off the hips, and immediately coming into the Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. Take a breath, in, out, push hard into both legs. Place the hands either side of the front foot, bend the knee, and float back again. Do you want to do it again? Okay. Let's go. Forward, twist. So twisting down, block is slightly to the left of centre in order to keep this stable. Bring the hands down. Now you start to feel it in all the muscles of the legs and the hips and everything. And pop back. Be very careful when you start getting tired with this. Bring the foot down. And that's the other side. Up and back with the right leg. Okay, bend the right knee. Look forward. This time when you get forward, the block is going to have to come slightly to the right of centre as you twist. You with me? And then down. Keep breathing. And back. And again, all right, bending, stable hips, pop, and round. And down. And back. Okay, the last set, both feet down. This is the tough one, because this involves jumping with open hips, right? Which is unusual for the body. It's not unprecedented, but it's unusual. Okay, so, up and back with left leg. You can leave your block slightly to the right of centre here. Okay, now you're opening the hips. You're stacking the left hip on top of the right hip, pointing the toes. Bend the knee, hop forward. Grab the right hand to the block and open the hips to an open half moon. Point the toes. Lift the leg. Tough. Bring the hands down. See if you can keep the hips open as you bend the knee and pop back. Oof. Let's have another go. 3 more, right? This one and 2 more on the other side, and we're done. And down again. And back. Hip, foot comes down, hips close. Starting to feel this on all the muscles, hopefully, of your lower body now. Up. Stack the right hip on top of the left, look forward. Be careful if this is getting sweaty like mine. It can get a bit slippery. Bend the knee, foot forward, and this time the block is to the left. Okay, down. Last one. Bend the knee, look forward, hop, pop, and up. That's it. And this time, when you jump back, that was it. Bring the feet down, look to the front of the mat, hop to the front of the mat, and come to a standing position. Go for a vinyasa if you wish. Whew. Breathe. Okay. Lifting up now, the left knee. Get light on the left heel, lift the foot up, slide it back and to the side, out to the right side of the mat. You can see my foot here. Slide it backwards and out to outside the edge of the mat. And then as you come down with your bottom, you should be able to slide the right foot in, ready for Matsyendrasana. Wrap the hand around the knee, lift the back, anchor both bottom cheeks down to the earth. And when you're ready, you can turn, place the right hand behind you if you wish, or you can lock if you wish of any kind. Both feet are down incredibly, and begin to enjoy the lengthening of the deep muscles of the hips that we've been working. Piriformis, glutes. Let the breathing start to relax down to the earth with your body. So each out breath grounds you. Each in breath lengthens you. Okay. Turn yourself around. Shift your weight over. You can practice your strength on your hip if you wish by pushing 2 hands in front of you. Pushing down to the earth with the foot, lifting up and stepping forward. That didn't go so well. I'm tired in my hips. Up and back with the right knee, lifting the right heel up.
Same thing, slide it back and slide it out and come down. Slide the front foot in, that's Vinyasan. On the other side, enjoying lengthening the muscles which we've been working so hard with. I have to say, I miss you guys, really do. Lengthening through the spine, inhaling length, exhaling, grounding down. Bring yourself around, running low on time now. But if you want to stay with me for a bit longer, I will be moving to a Shavasana, a nice one. So, now we can move the bottom forward. Start to bring yourself down to the earth. Take both feet out to the outside edges of your mat, about 60 degrees in the knees. Arms out, shape of a T. Inhale and exhale, the knees fall to the right. Inhale back up. Exhale, they fall to the left. And now you follow your breath. Last one. Give yourself a hug or whatever you need to do. And prepare yourself for a guided Shavasana. So just relax yourself down. If you have a blanket of any kind, or something to make this the most deluxe and lovely version of your Shavasana that you could have, then do so. I'm going to move a bit closer so I don't have to shout in Shavasana. Okay. Start to ground down to the earth. Shift your breath if you've been in any way shaping your breath. Let the breath now go over to a cooling breath, Langana breathing. Feel again that feeling of letting go in order to feel the possibilities around you. Prayatra Shalitalanta Samapatidhyana. Relaxing all effort in order to feel the boundless energy within you. Like an archer who is aiming for nothing and enjoying the feel of the bow and the arrow and the act of firing the bow and arrow through the air. Everything is easy. But you offer him a prize to hit the bullseye, and he begins to shake, or she begins to shake, begins to lose focus, begins to feel that things are going wrong. That's what we're after. Letting go of the goal of relaxing and letting it happen by itself. Feel the 5 areas of your body immediately connect down to the earth. You have the back of your head, your shoulders, your sacrum, your tailbone area, your lower legs, your heels. All of those 5 land down immediately and connect down to the earth. And then there are areas in between which are ready to relax. So let's work with those. Allow now your teeth to separate slightly inside of your mouth, with the mouth closed. And the tip of your tongue touches the top teeth where the gum line meets the teeth. And then the tongue softens over the roof of the mouth. So let your tongue go. This is Jiva Mudra. And now it enables this chain of relaxation to begin. So now feel that your jaw lets go as your tongue softens to the roof of your mouth. And that softness spreads down either side of your neck. It moves past those grounded shoulders and out into your arms. So immediately feel that your arms are heavy. The weight of them is there. But as you begin to let the softness move out into your arms, you can feel that they begin to sink down towards the earth. Perhaps a feeling of moving into the earth below you. And they become lighter and lighter until it's almost as if the weight disappears. As your arms soften down to the earth, it opens the area of your heart and your lungs so that when the next in-breath comes, just let it come, but feel how it expands as if it could go on forever. And then when the out-breath comes, which we will focus on now, feel that move down and feel your stomach move down towards your spine with each out-breath. And feel how that takes the weight of your upper body down with it into the earth. So at first, your upper body feels quite heavy, but it begins to sink down and down until the weight has disappeared and you are fully connected to the earth underneath you. There remains only those long, strong muscles of your legs. Now these muscles reflect your will, your strength of will. They carry you around all day and they work to keep you up. Here you can even give them permission to switch off, give them conscious permission to let go. And as those muscles begin to switch off as well, the legs become heavier and heavier until they too are down to the earth, within the earth. Until you are left with this single breath. And this single breath. And when you are one with this single breath and this one moment in time, then everything in life feels easy and everything is good. Tada drashtuhu shvarpena vashtana. The seer, your soul, becomes established in its true nature. Use the time that you need. Namaste.